Tonight on DC News Now, new curfew zones for teens in the district.
You can see they're showing up. This is their party.
We're live at an event keeping kids engaged and out of trouble.
We're tracking more of that heat building in for the weekend, just how hot it will get throughout the entire weekend. That's all coming up.
Yeah, I heard about it, went ahead and I got some bottled water here. Figured I'd stay prepared, not drink the water.
An important boil water advisory in parts of the district. Why thousands of families in Northwest need to take the extra precautions to stay safe.
Connecting the Lincoln Memorial to the Potomac Riverfront. That's the latest proposal from President Trump.
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think that we should spend money, allocate money to build a walkway over.
How visitors are responding to the planned promenade at the National Mall.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. The final weekend of the extended curfew zones in the district is happening this weekend. Mayor Muriel Bowser's emergency order expires tomorrow night, but it's also the start of summer activities to hopefully get kids engaged and keep them out of trouble. For the 5th year, Friday nights means it's hype night in the district.
That's right. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live there in Southeast. Daniel, we know hundreds of kids are out there. We heard the music blaring. What's the atmosphere like now?
Chris and Susan, it is a fun time out here. We have hundreds of kids right behind us, just having a good time here. A lot to do at Ridge Road Community Center. We talk a lot about the bad situations involving young people, but tonight we talked with teens who just want more of these activities and a place to hang with their friends. This event is for teens 13 to 18 years old. There are video games, sports on big screens, and activities to make shea butter, get henna, haircuts and braiding, and also some cool art projects and spray painting going on. We should also mention today is National Gun Violence Awareness Day, which is being recognized here. This is a safe space for the kids who tell me they don't want to be lumped in with the others causing trouble, and they're excited for events like Late Night Hype.
DC should have more parties like this because, like, we will participate in stuff like this. That's why we got DPR, the government, you know? And that's why we got y'all, you know, to keep our community safe.
I'm here to have fun. I want to listen to the music, you know, hang with my friends.
If you build it, they will come. And they're here. And, you know, they know that we've created a safe atmosphere. And as you can see, they're here.
And so, as we mentioned, there are those 2 curfew zones in effect for this weekend in Navy Yard and Southwest Waterfront. The mayor's emergency order allowing those zones expires tomorrow night. The council's law that allows more of those curfew zones doesn't kick in until next month in July, but the Department of Parks and Recreation says that these late night hype events are happening every single Friday all the way into September. So they say that gap in a month here won't do much harm. We're live in Southeast. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Music and friends, not a bad Friday night.
Yeah, it looks like a whole lot of fun and great weather for it. Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair. Not bad out there, and it's just a perfect way to start the weekend.
Exactly. I mean, it's still very warm out there at this hour. We're still holding upper 70s to right about 80 degrees. So yeah, that's quite warm, especially for, 9 p.m. on a Friday. Here's a view of those current temperatures. Yeah, it's still 80 in D.C. We're seeing some of those 70s back out towards Northern Virginia and even up along parts of the I-81 corridor. But eventually, we'll see those temperatures dropping through the overnight. Also starting to notice that humidity or those dew points starting to rise ever so slightly. Now we're seeing those dew points upper 50s to low to mid 60s. So yes, those dew points continuing to rise over the course of the next couple of days too. So heads up, it's going to feel a bit more on the muggy side out there tomorrow. As we take that look at satellite and radar, we're still tracking the dry conditions here locally. A bit more active back out towards the Midwest, and we'll be watching as that cold front inches its way closer towards our area. Now for the day tomorrow, mainly for our northernmost areas, and mainly it's tomorrow evening. So it's later in the day. There's that slight risk for some of those stronger storms farther off towards our northernmost area. So definitely want to still stay weather aware. But tomorrow, another hot one out there, a little bit more humid too. Upper 80s to lower 90s for your Saturday. And like I mentioned, a chance for some storms late Saturday evening. More on that, the timing. Look ahead at the rest of that 7-day coming up.
All right, Jackie, we'll see you then. All new tonight, the board of directors for DC Water has voted to oust its CEO, David Gaddis. It comes just months after a massive sewer line collapse that caused at least 250 million gallons of sewer water to flow into the Potomac. DC Water saying it is one of the largest sewage spills in U.S. history. Emergency repairs have wrapped up. The agency is still working on a months-long, long-term fix following that collapse. In a statement, the board thanking Gaddis for his 8 years of leadership and for initiatives like Lead-Free DC that will leave a lasting impact in DC. They say Gaddis will remain in his role during a transition period as the board searches for a new CEO. Meanwhile, an important boil water advisory to tell you about in the district. It impacts roughly 5,000 homes in Northeast.
DC Water says there was a loss of pressure and that could contaminate the water system. Let's take a look at the map, and it shows the communities that will need to take these extra precautions. We're talking about families in the areas including Chevy Chase, Friendship Heights, Tenleytown, Cleveland Park, Grover Park, and Cathedral Heights.
Yeah, that's where we find DC News Now's Dave Laval in Tenleytown. And Dave, this is also having a big impact on some businesses there.
Good evening to you, Chris, Susan. It certainly is. Take a look behind me. The Chick-fil-A closed early Friday because, well, the boil water advisory is in effect.
I have resources, so I'll find something else to eat.
Rico Hallams might have reason to cry foul as Chick-fil-A closed early Friday.
I was just trying to be lazy because I got off work and worked 12 hours. I was just trying to be lazy.
No choice as management shut down after DC Water issued a boil water advisory.
Yeah, that might be slightly inconvenient for a few people, but we go through things. I get over it.
DC Water said its Fort Reno pumping station lost power around 12:30 p.m. Friday. That led to little or no water pressure around many portions of Northwest, including Tenleytown, Friendship Heights, and Grover Park. Crews managed to restore power about an hour later. DC Water said there's no information the outage contaminated the water. It issued the advisory as a precaution.
I'm not that worried. I'm sure it'll blow over soon, hopefully.
Wyatt did not give his last name, but after what happened at the pumping station, Wyatt decided to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, I heard about it. Went ahead and I got some bottled water here. Figured I'd stay prepared, not drink the water.
And crews are still trying to find out exactly what caused the problem. There's been no word from DC Water when the advisory will be lifted. We're live in Tenleytown in Northwest. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Now to an emotional day in a Northern Virginia courtroom. The family of Christine Banfield and Joseph Ryan coming face to face with a man who killed their loved ones 3 years ago.
Brendan Banfield was convicted in the All-Pair Affair double murder trial in February. He plotted with the family's live-in nanny and a deadly catfishing scheme to kill his wife and a stranger. Ahead of the judge sentencing to life in prison, the mother of that man they lured to Banfield's Herndon home talked about how his monstrous actions took her extremely caring son.
The sun should never shine on Mr. Banfield's skin as a free man again.
I no longer had a sister. I was no longer a sister.
I was found guilty of a crime that I did not commit.
Well, Brendan Banfield continues to insist he did not commit the murders.
You can read more about Brendan Banfield's life sentence along with the emotional testimonies, more from those victims' families on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Just search Banfield. A judge has dismissed a lawsuit the Kennedy Center filed against jazz musician Chuck Redd for pulling out of the Christmas Eve concert. Redd says that he canceled because President Trump's name was added to the center. Now, the judge's decision noting the musician never signed a contract, and the lawsuit was based on Redd's political statement, which is covered under D.C.'s anti-SLAPP law, which prevents lawsuits filed to intimidate or retaliate against someone for speaking out on public concerns. And the judge is saying that the Kennedy Center didn't lose any ticket sales because the concert was free and the entire concert was canceled when multiple artists pulled out.
Well, I think what it says is that the courts are not going to allow this administration to bully and silence people who are speaking out about legitimate matters of public concern.
Now, that was one of Red's attorneys. We did contact the Kennedy Center for a comment and have not heard back.
As we first told you yesterday, President Trump has another project planned near National Mall. It is the latest in a list of major changes he envisions for the nation's capital. This one, a promenade or a walking bridge off the Lincoln Memorial. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone has more on how it would connect to the Potomac.
The idea is to improve accessibility down here. That bridge, it would come off the back of the Lincoln Memorial and come down this way across the roadways here down to the waterfront. Now, the project, it did receive some mixed reviews from people we spoke to today.
I think it's another enormous waste of money.
Cy Gardner not mincing words, sharing what he thinks of the president's latest proposed project at the National Mall.
We're at war in Iran, and what does he talk about? The swimming pool, the ballroom. He doesn't care. Any other president we've ever had in our life cares that Americans are dying.
Well, it's a beautiful project, and it's going to take the Lincoln Memorial right down to the Potomac.
The president announcing plans to build a promenade or a pedestrian bridge off the back of the Lincoln Memorial, connecting it to the waterfront.
Right now, there's no pedestrian access. You're on the mall. People come from around the world. They don't know that 100 yards away is the beautiful Potomac River, which was part of the original plan.
The promenade is the president's latest attempt to leave his mark in D.C., adding to the list of big-ticket construction projects, including the planned Triumphal Arch, painting the reflecting pool blue, and building a ballroom at the White House.
I guess it has its minuses and pluses.
I don't think that we should spend money, allocate money to build a walkway over.
Reviews on the promenade mixed.
We know that there's always opportunities to upgrade what's currently in place, but we could use that money allocated to other resources. So we already know that schools are underfunded.
I know that most presidents want to make their mark some way, somehow, but that doesn't seem to be the best way to make your mark. They can just walk on this sidewalk that we're on.
And the timeline, cost, and actual design of this is still a bit unclear. It's also likely to face some pushback from preservationists and other historical groups, much like Trump's other projects. Reporting from the Lincoln Memorial, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Well, the Western Maryland Blues Fest returns to Hagerstown this weekend. Along with the really special music, there will be food and merch vendors. That event attracts music lovers from far beyond Hagerstown. Proceeds from that event will support local nonprofits.
A beautiful indoor and outdoor space, and to utilize it in something that is so true to the area.
Well, the festivities start at 11 a.m. both Saturday and Sunday at the historic Hub City Brewery. Well, coming up here in DC News Now, can it weather a storm? The concern on Capitol Hill that FEMA is not ready to handle hurricane season.
A presidential pivot as several musicians back out of a partisan performance for the country's big birthday. The new plans to kick off the Great American State Fair.
And ahead at 9:30, it is spirited and a contentious race. As we speed towards primary day, we go one-on-one. Former Western Maryland Congressman David Trone as he tries to win back his old House seat.